And I feel like it's confusing for a lot of people because they're not getting the record straightened to them from their effeminate pastor or from anybody else in the church. And it becomes a bit of an issue for them.
Now, you've used this phrase a couple of times, effeminate men, effeminate pastors, and so on. It reminds me, if I'm honest, of a bit of the Mark Driscolls. He tended to use that, and he had this famous tweet that was one of many that got him into a bit of trouble about, effeminate worship pastors and so on. Are you being a bit pejorative there, Kyle? Men come in all flavours and shapes. Is there a problem with being a less masculine / more effeminate man, for want of a better word?
Well, I know you and Mark Driscoll are really good friends off air, so I don't want to say anything that would, make you think that I didn't think that he was good at it. But yeah, the thing with Mark Driscoll is because I don't know him personally. I've never talked to the guy. He seems, but from all accounts, that early on in his ministry, maybe even till today, he's done some very bullying things, some very belittling things that he said he was sorry for. Maybe he was sorry, maybe he wasn't. I don't really know. But I think his style about asking men to be more masculine, to be more biblically masculine, to focus on things, to not, put their testosterone in the back pocket, but actually to have it in the forefront is very, very important. Because one of the things that I think Mark Driscoll got right, again, I've not followed his ministry very closely, so I'm by no means an apologist for Mark Driscoll, is I think the reason why he was popular is that men were tired of being told to act like women. And Driscoll's like, no, I want you to act like men. He may have did an incomplete job of describing exactly what that is. But with Undaunted Life, we say a manly man is a man that cultivates spiritual, mental, and physical resilience on a daily basis. I told this to Martin when we talked off air. I don't care what you're into. I don't care if you're into, stuff that I'm into, like, fighting and four-wheel drive and meat and scotch and all those different things. And I don't care if you're into making artisan breakfasts and classical music and things that maybe people wouldn't consider to be typically masculine. Those things don't make you a man.
I did want to ask you, Martin, just before we go on to other topics, what your perspective on Mark Driscoll is, as the name's come up already, especially since Kyle, I think, saying essentially, okay, yeah, he obviously got things wrong and don't follow him entirely. But, basically, the reason when we're attracted to his style of ministry was because he kind of put masculinity back on the map and that kind of thing. So what's your feeling on the Mark Driscoll sort of phenomenon?
I wear as a badge of honor that Mark Driscoll has blocked me on Twitter. And I did write a few spicy things around the fact that British ministries were inviting him to come and speak over here. So I don't want to get too personal, but he feels to me, from having read a fair amount of what he's written and certainly listened to some of the I haven't listened to the Rise and Fall thing, which I know is very popular, but having listened to some of his talks over the years, I think you would have an example there of a man whose gifting and skills outpaced his character. And so he was a phenomenal Bible teacher. I've heard him preach and thought, wow, he's taught me some stuff there. But I think the way that he came across was very arrogant, and he clearly, he did some bullying stuff, and he did a lot of things which I just think, really, is that what we want in our leaders? I feel like he basically disqualified himself as someone who should be held up on our platforms as a leader and a role model.
For more conversations between Christians and skeptics, subscribe to the Unbelievable podcast. And for more updates and bonus content, sign up to the Unbelievable newsletter.